Cherrill Rae Yates is an incredible story. It really is. She really is a story of tenacity and perseverance on top of incredible talent. Born in northern UK in England, then their family moved here to southwestern Ontario, first Port Stanley, then St. Thomas when she was about 3 years old.
Okay.
And started singing at a really young age.
And then how did she make her way up as a musician here?
This is so cool. So she started singing at a really young age, and by the time she was 13, 14, she'd already turned what we would call professional, playing with a group of Londoners called the Comic Drama. And they were playing all the clubs around London, particularly Ye Olde City Hall, and they had a residency at Western at what was called the Spoken Rim. For those people who are familiar with Western, it's now called just the Spoke.
Right, okay,
and they
yeah.
went over huge. And she was a high school student at the time at Parkside Collegiate in St. Thomas. And from there, after high school, she decided to head back to the UK and audition for the Cardiff School of Music in Wales and got in. And really was able to start to hone her skills. But what happened after that is really interesting.
Yeah, so did she end up on a BBC variety show?
Well, before that, so she spent her first year in training classically as a vocalist, as a guitarist, which was not exactly where she wanted to go. She knew she wanted to do pop music. But the plain truth of it, and here's the perseverance and tenacity piece. She was struggling financially, and she knew that she couldn't afford second year.
Oh.
And as she tells the story, in northern UK and Wales, you could play every night of the week and not perform at the same club. So she said, the only thing I knew how to do was sing. And
Decent
there was
starting point.
Exactly, and there was lots of opportunity. So she dropped out of school, begged and borrowed, and got a loan to buy a van, and started touring. And that's where she really started to hone her skills.
Okay, and then does she eventually meet the future husband and end up on this show on the BBC?
You got it. Well, this is where there's a little. We're going to straighten it out.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
So she and Robbie were contemporaries, both performing the circuit at that time. And they actually met as they were both doing sound check at a club. So he was playing there, she was playing there. And then the serendipitous part of it is that, they met, they fell in love, and within a week they were engaged.
Wow, okay. And they're the Raes.
And they're formed the Raes.
What kind of music did they make?
They were disco. They were of the era. Their first big hit. Well, let me just back up a little bit from there. Is they were discovered by an A&R person at A&M Records while they were performing at Ye Olde City Hall here in London. And what they did is they took the old Doris Day song "Que Sera Sera" and discoized it, turned it into a disco tune, and it became a hit.
Okay, and we have something up here. I want to play a little sample here. It's one of the songs. It's called A Little Lovin'. Could you play that for us, Travis?
I got a secret that keeps me feeling fine. It's not a lotion, drink, or potion, and it makes it every time. It's that little lovin' you give me every day. It's that little lovin' that keeps me here to stay.
Yeah. Brings me to a time and a place.
It's great, and that was from their debut record for A&M Records in 1979, "Dancing Up a Storm," in the title track. A little lovin' keeps the doctor away.
How big did the Raes get?
Big enough that a couple things here on both sides of the border. In the U.S., they were on American Bandstand. One of my favorites, Soul Train with Don Cornelius. The Midnight Special. In Canada, they became so big that in the 80s they did they had their own variety show. This was the days of the variety show.
Sure.
on CBC TV called The Raes. Right?
Okay. Yeah. It's slightly before my time. Was it a good show? Did you
You're
like it?
young. It was a good show. I mean, it was as I said, it was the days of the variety show,
Sure.
and that was really cool.
Even if you haven't seen that one, you've probably seen it, right? That kind of thing.
That's right.
So what happened after the peak?
Well, then, a couple things happened. By late 1980, disco was starting to be on the decline as we saw the emergence of punk and new wave and the whole post-punk movement. And she and Robbie split, and he took off and he moved to Thailand. She went on her own and had a decent little career, a record release, a solo record release with A&M Records, where ironically, one of the singles that she released was called Going to Burn My Boogie Shoes. And doesn't that tell you something,
Certainly,
right?
yep.
She's still around, family in St. Thomas. Her twin sister Glynis lives in London. She spends a lot of time in London, and she still continues to perform to this day.
Well, thank you for sharing her story with us, Mario. It's always so good to have you.
Thanks.